Well, everybody, I think we are live. Sorry for the late and the inconsistent streams. I am away, but this is going to be me reacting to the Carlos Baleba news. We're reacting to some more other United news that's come out surrounding Joshua Zirkzee. And again, like I said, I just thought I'd do a live today, going through some United news. If you are in the chat, just put your thoughts in. Don't even have a thumbnail for this one. I mean, this is how unprepared I am. But yeah, the plan is next half an hour or so, just go through some latest Manchester United news. We'll talk about Zirkzee's exit, but more importantly, I want to talk about Carlos Baleba. Now, I did obviously drop a video before about Carlos Baleba coming into Manchester United, and I thought it was a really exciting move. Now, we'll go through the statement and all of that again. We've talked about the whole game. We talk about the game against Ipswich coming up. We've got the preview dropping as well at some point, so we'll have all of that stuff coming out. But as I said, if you are in the chat, I know it's not the usual time I go live, but yeah, if you are, just feel free, put something in the chat, and we can go through it. But yeah, Joshua Zirkzee exit as well is something that's on the radar for today's one. And like I said, let me know your thoughts, let me know your opinions, how you're feeling in the comments ahead of the Ipswich game. But yeah, Carlos Baleba, as I said, was officially signed for Manchester United, and this was his official sort of announcement. And again, it didn't come as a shock. I think United fans were expecting this, and most importantly, I think this is a very good move. Baleba, someone who, again, yes, he's not the finished article. Yes, he's not the best midfielder in the world. However, he's someone that comes in with a bit of quality and a bit of experience about him. And I think that's definitely something that United have needed. I get he's a young player. I get he's inexperienced. But he has played in the Premier League for a couple of seasons, so he's not that inexperienced. Now, again, I'm just sorting out the thumbnail for this, and then I will talk about the news, and we'll react to what was said from Joshua Zirkzee, or what was said from Manchester United on the Carlos Baleba thing. But yeah, like I said, let me know how you guys are feeling in the comments if you are here. And yes, there we go. Okay, so let's get it up. Now we talk about Bruno being the PFA as well, because I didn't even drop that video on the channel. I did that on Dev Talk Sports, so go check that out. But Manchester United is pleased to confirm that Carlos Baleba has joined the club subject to registration. The Cameroon international has signed a contract until June 2031 with the option to extend for a further year. At the age of 22, Baleba has already established himself as one of the most talented midfielders in the Premier League. This is what he has to say on the move. Carlos Baleba is an incredible feeling to join the club of my dreams. Playing at Old Trafford is always special. The opportunity to do so as a Manchester United player will be a real honour. I cannot wait to work with Carrick. His experience and know-how as a manager will make him the perfect coach to help me reach the highest level. The ambition of everyone is extremely clear. The future is hugely exciting and determined to play a part in delivering the success that we are capable of achieving together. Jason Wilcox had to say Carlos is an elite midfielder with immense potential. He brings a unique combination of qualities that will really complement our squad. We are delighted to further strengthen our squad with the midfield addition. I've seen international with a proven track record of performing in the Premier League. Carlos' determination to join Manchester United, his confidence that we will reach our shared ambitions, has made him the perfect signing as we continue to build a dynamic and entertaining team ready to compete across multiple competitions. So, yeah, listen, Carlos Baleba, I'm very happy. I'm very excited by the sign. Now, like I said, if you are coming in, let me know your thoughts on Carlos Baleba. We did obviously react to it when it dropped, but it has been a couple of days. But yeah, I think this is a very good move, a very exciting move. He's a player that I'm sure will thrive in the Manchester United shirt. Yes, there's concerns. Yes, there's issues with the signing. People can say it's a panic buy. People say they didn't want him. However, I think this is a really exciting player and someone that has a lot of confidence and will certainly add another dimension to this United team. I think we've been missing. I think the one important thing that I like about Carlos Baleba is the legs that he will provide Manchester United in the middle of the park. United have missed people who have legs, people who are able to get around the pitch, and that's one massive, I would say, downside of Santos and Tielemans and Mainu's game. So bringing in someone like Carlos Baleba is a huge boost, and like I said, the quality that he has, the ability, yeah, really exciting player. And like I said, Manchester United fans, some may argue it is a panic buy, but if you look at how long United have been chasing this deal, it has been a very long time coming, or it has been a long time coming, and it's been a deal that United have tracked for a very long time. So yeah, I get, obviously, it did come out of nowhere, but I think a lot of Manchester United signings this summer did kind of come out of nowhere. It wasn't one where United were expected to go out and sign these sort of players. So yeah, it was a last minute move. However, I think it's a move where, United are very happy and very confident that he will become an important player, an important part of the team. So, like I said, from my point of view, I dropped a video talking about, I did this a couple of days ago when it was announced, thinking why United have signed Carlos Baleba. I think this is a really exciting move, and as I said, a player that comes in with a bit of experience about him, a bit of quality, and a bit of know-how in this team. He wanted to join United, which again, massive boost. If you have players that want to be at the club, it just makes a signing even better. So, yeah, I'm sure Carlos Baleba will do well. I think a lot of United fans are excited by the signing. And like I said, I'm sure he'll be a big part of what United are trying to build in the future. And you need these sort of younger players to come in. I think now we have a good blend of youth and experience in the team. So another thing I wanted to mention, which I will obviously talk about, but Fiorentina in advance talks to sign Zirkzee. An official bid has been sent to United. 5 mil loan fee buy clause included in the deal with negotiations underway with United and players camp deal on. So does that mean a striker's coming in for Manchester United? Because what was being reported the whole time is if Manchester United sell Joshua Zirkzee, a striker will be coming into the club. So now, well, it's not really a sale, but if Zirkzee leaves, a striker will be coming in, and it's looking like Joshua Zirkzee will be leaving Manchester United. So, does that mean someone's coming in? I don't know, but for me, I don't know who it's going to be. Mateta seems like he's on his way out of Crystal Palace. However, I think he'll be joining Aston Villa. Ollie Watkins looks like he's on his way to Saudi, but for me, as much as Zirkzee is a decent technical footballer, he's had his chances at Manchester United, and it's clear that it hasn't worked out. It's clear that he's not in Carrick's plans, and it's ultimately clear that he's not going to be good enough for Manchester United. So, like I said, as much as we rave about Zirkzee's technical ability, he hasn't had many chances under Michael Carrick. What does that tell you? He's not part of his plans. Didn't have many chances under Ruben Amorim, and that's why I think this is one of the poorer signings that has been made under Ineos, to be honest with you. And that's not, at the time I thought it would be a good signing, but you look at how it's transcribed, is that the right word? But you look at how it's led out to Manchester United, I think it wasn't what we all expected him to be. So, yeah, I think a loan fee will be good for him. Now we're looking at which strikers United are going to bring in, to be honest with you. And I think we do need one if Zirkzee goes, as much as, listen, the focus should be bringing in the left back. I think that's something that's obvious. United need a left back to come into this team ASAP. I think that's something that's clear. That's something that's obvious. So, yeah, if we don't get a left back, I'll be frustrated. However, I think it's one where, Manchester United really do need to be looking at a left back and bring them into this team. So, yeah, we'll have to wait and see what does happen with that. But the striker situation, Zirkzee, and you can't even see, I am wearing the new United shirt, or not the new United one, the one from last season. But, yeah, from a Joshua Zirkzee perspective, I think he's had his opportunity, he's had his chance at Manchester United. I think it's best now for him to just move on, to be honest with you, and I think it's the best for all parties. I know it's sad, I know it's disappointing, but he hasn't quite delivered in the United shirt, and it's just time to move on. Like I said, strikers are out there. I don't think Igor Thiago's attainable for Manchester United. Ollie Watkins looked like on his way out. It probably will be a loan move now. The transfer window does close on the 1st of September, and again, we don't know if United are going to make any more signings. Baleba could very well be the last one, but yeah, I mean, Zirkzee looking like he could be on his way out for him at Manchester United in the remaining days of the window. And again, there's been talks about Juventus as well with Joshua Zirkzee. So, what I was thinking, if Zirkzee is to leave, where's he going to go? And I think the main option and the main club for him is going to be somewhere in Italy, whether that's Juventus, whether that is someone else. Manchester United view Lewis Hall as the number one target, but it's impossible to do in the final days of the window. We always knew he was a exciting option and a definite option for Manchester United, but it was never going to come to fruition. It was always a difficult deal to get done. Lewis Hall was a dream candidate, but again, it was going to take, I think, 2-3 months probably of negotiations. Obviously, with Jesus Christ, with how much United do take in the transfer market. So, yeah, I mean, Ipswich have bought Tammy Abraham, so that does kind of affect United sort of striker pursuit. Ollie Watkins is gone. You know, they've got no real. I think they bought in not Mateta. They bought in Nicholas Jackson. So does that mean Mateta could go somewhere else? I mean, I don't know. Mateta, for me, the reason why I've mentioned him so much, there's been links to Manchester United, and I also feel like he'd be the most realistic player that Manchester United at the moment will be signing. I think it's one where, as good as Mateta is, and he has his flaws, I think he'd be a decent option for United with experience. And again, I've seen he's been linked to Villa. That's why I've mentioned Villa quite a bit. But yeah, if United can get Mateta, I don't think it'd be that bad of a move, to be honest. Let me know your thoughts on Mateta as well. In terms of other news, it's gone pretty quiet on Balde, to be honest. You know, a couple of days ago we were going heavy on that story. There's a lot of news coming out on that. However, it's gone, as I said, radio silent. Another name that's just popped up, Ferdy Kalioglu. Apparently, I've seen multiple things. That's not just a recent thing. United are in talks with Brighton for Ferdy Kalioglu. Now, this guy, if there was a definition of Mr. Versatile, it would be Ferdy Kalioglu. Like, that guy has played in like every position. He played left back, right wing back, right wing, and left wing, I believe, for Brighton. Definitely left back, right wing back, and right wing. I don't quite know if he's played left wing. But like I said, very, very versatile. I mean, his main position is left back. I know United were linked to him before he went to Brighton. I believe he was at a Turkish team, whether that's Fenerbahce, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, we'll have to wait and see what does happen with that. But like I said, let me know how you guys are feeling in the chat below around that. But like I said, Kadioglu, he'd be a decent option. I think all round defensively he's very good. Going forward, he's quite solid. You know, can read the game as a left back, can get forward, chip in with some goals. I think he'd be a decent option. Again, how much are Brighton going to offer, or how much are United going to be willing to offer? But again, he's someone that will cover a variety of positions, and that's something that United. But yeah, let's see. In terms of other things, today is obviously the Champions League draw, so we try and get something out when it does get announced. Again, it might not be on time, probably will be late, but yeah, like I said, we'll try and get something out for that. Again, it's not deep. I mean, it is kind of deep, but it is sort of something to do, to be honest. But yeah, I mean, we get to see who United end up playing in the Champions League, which will be fun. It'll be exciting. You know, United have not been in the Champions League for a while. I don't think we win it. I don't think we have the quality of squad to win it. I don't think anyone's saying that. It's just good to be seeing United back into the Champions League. And like I said, it's good to have quite a few people joining into the stream. We've had quite a few viewers in. So, yeah, I mean, I wanted to mention that Kadioglu. In terms of Balde, Manchester United will offer Balde, but the player wants to fight for his place at Barcelona and it will cost closer to 45 million euros. Manchester United may look to do a loan with the buy obligation. I think if anything is going to happen with Alejandro Balde, it's going to be a loan deal. I think any sort of signing, I think United are going to make now, it's going to be very difficult to get a permanent deal done. You never know though if United do try and do it in a few days, but yeah, it's going to be very, very difficult to do so. Now, I like Balde, but I just don't know whether he suited United. You're looking at Luke Shaw. He had a bad game against Hull, and I get the side of he's a left back at the end of the day. He would come in and start for this United team, but is he really that much better than Luke Shaw? And I think that's something that we have to consider. I think ultimately looking at it from a United point of view, I don't think he's that great. And I think we can definitely do better. Like I said, the left back, realistically, which left back? Oh, I'll talk about the Carabao Cup draw as well. Like I said, if Manchester United were to sign the left back, it's going to be someone, for me, that has to be pretty substantial to come in and replace Luke Shaw. And I don't think Balde's that. Lewis Hall, Lewis Kelly would be ideal. I don't think there's anyone realistic enough that United will sign now in the remaining couple of days. Again, I could be wrong. United could be working on a deal. But again, we've just had there from Ben Jacobs, Lewis Hall is an impossible signing. So that's not going to get done. Lewis Kelly won't get done. It's looking like it could very well be a loan deal for Alejandro Balde. And like I said, he's an option. He wants to fight for his place at Barcelona. I don't think necessarily that means the deal's off. But for me, is he that good? Like, I just don't know the quality. Like, Luke Shaw was at the club. Well, regardless of what you think of Luke Shaw's footballing ability, he was at the club for, what, 12, 13 years, I think it's now. Like, and he put in a lot of good performances for United over the years. United needs someone that's substantial in our left. I thought Truefair would be a very good option, but again, this late in the window is going to be very hard to do. So you have to look now in the position United find themselves. Is there anyone realistic that we are able to bring in? I don't 100% know. So yeah, I mean, we'll have to wait and see. Let me know your thoughts. Now, in terms of Carabao Cup, now United, the first two rounds have been played. I was watching a few of the games over the week, throughout the week, yesterday and the day before. Manchester United will host Brighton in the third round of the Carabao Cup. Now, this is coincidentally enough the exact team that United went out in the first round of the FA Cup last season, if everyone remembers, under Darren Fletcher. So, as much as I think Manchester United is just a draw at the moment, this should be a trophy United should be looking to win. I don't know how good that squad is. I don't know how good this team is. But the Carabao Cup, it should be a trophy that United are going for. So, yeah, I mean, we'll have to wait and see what does happen with that. Now, another thing I wanted to talk about is the Ipswich game. Now, like I said, that's all the kind of big news I wanted to mention. As I said, Baleba, very excited. Fiorentina coming in for Joshua Zirkzee. That deal is very close to being agreed. Like I said, I think that one will be done. And again, I don't know whether United are going to be looking to bring anyone in. In terms of other football news, I've seen Jack Grealish going to Sunderland. I think that'd be a pretty good move. Emi Martinez going to Chelsea. I think that'd be an incredible move. If I'm looking at any position in which Chelsea, I know this is not a Chelsea channel, but we talk about on Dev Talk Sport. If there's any position where Chelsea need to improve, you would say it's the goalkeeping position. Like that Robert Sanchez is horrific. I watched Chelsea in that game on Monday while he had a bad game and while he's a bad keeper. And it's just a one game. I remember when he played United and he got a red card. Like, they really do need to improve their goalkeeper. But again, anyway, we'll have to wait and see what does happen with that. Like I said, this Ipswich game is massive now. Surely Manchester United have to win the game. Like, that game against Hull, I know it's one game, I know it's early in the season, but you surely, like, they're the sort of performances we were seeing under Amorim, and it was just such a shocking performance, and I didn't expect it from Manchester United, to be honest with you. Now, again, like I said, Ipswich look very, very good. Now, talking of Ipswich, as I said, I watched the highlights and I watched Match of the Day and I watched Rooney and I think Mark Chapman and someone else analysed the game. And the way in which Ipswich played, it was incredible for the first game of the season. Like, they look like a team that's on it. And like, it's gone from United fans saying this is going to be a really exciting and a really confident start to United shivering and panicking going into this game. Now, if I look at Ipswich, counter-attacking team, physical team, low block. Three of United's biggest problems. They're going to be very hard to break down. Now, one player that did massively excite him and excited me in the game that when I watched it was Julio Enciso. Now, I remember from his time at Brighton a couple of years ago. Then I think he went on loan to Strasbourg, and now he's come back. This guy is a serious player, and again, he looked on fire. And again, you look at Ipswich's form in the last couple of games; they haven't lost. They're scoring goals. They've recruited very. I think they spent over £100 million. They bought in players like Enciso, Emerson, Maeda, Lukic. A lot of experience and a lot of quality. One player that I do like, and someone that I think United should have considered at left back, was Leif Davis. I think he is an unbelievable player at left back, but again, I don't think United will be considering him at this late in the window. But yeah, I think this Ipswich game is a real test to Manchester United's temperament. How are United going to go into this game? Carrick was quite defensive when someone asked him, like, there was no passion. Like, he did that's the first time I've seen Carrick get a bit riled up. I think from a United point of view, you have to go into the game. You kind of have to forget what did happen. And I know it's so poor. I'm going to talk about the team that I'd go for in the game. Let me know your thoughts in the chat if you are watching. But I think this Ipswich game is going to be a very exciting one. First game at Old Trafford, opportunity for United fans to see Carrick Ball for the first time as a head coach. I think it's Sunday 4:30. I think it's going to be a really good game. Now, like I said, if I'm looking at the United team, you'd have to make changes. Obviously, Lamont stays in goal. Right back, like I said, I'm not bothered. I said it in the preview, it's coming out maybe tomorrow. I'm not really bothered if it's Mazraoui, if it's Dallo. I think the two players who will have good games, will have bad games. I'd probably go Dallo. Back form, Lissandro has to come in. It's not. It is too mixed of two things. I think for this sort of game, Lissandro's profile will be more important. You know, the passing through the lines, the progressive balls. I think that'd be more important. But also for the, Heaven just didn't have a good game, and that's fine. You know, Aiden Heaven's gonna have bad games. He's gonna have good games. I'll just take him out of this one. It's not. It is technically dropping it and such, but I would just go with Lissandro, and I think a lot of United fans would agree with that. To be honest with you, I think that's one that makes a lot of sense. Again, I left back. I seen Rooney say it on. I watched the Stick to United with Corbridge. I mean, a lot of people can be critical of Mark Corbridge, but for what he's done as a United content creator, I remember watching him when I was 11, 12 years old, maybe even younger. 90% club with Sancho. Like, a lot of people can criticize him, but like I said, what he's done in the content game is just insane. But yeah, I was tangent again. I was watching it with Rooney, and Rooney said he'd go Patrick Dorgu at left back. Now, again, Wayne Rooney's a legend of the club. I'm not going to say that he's wrong or whatever, but for me, when I look at what United need and the personnel that United need, it's going to be Luke Shaw starting. To be honest with you, it's not going to be anyone else. Luke Shaw is United's main left back, and that it goes back to the point United need to bring someone in. As good as Luke Shaw's been, he does have his limitations. Now, in terms of the two in midfield, who would I go for? I'd probably go Santos, and I go Kobbie Mainoo. Tielemans didn't have the great, and I love Tielemans, by the way. I think he's going to be a fantastic player. But I think right now I'll just start Mainoo for the legs. He deserves to start. I think if you leave Mainoo on the bench again, it's a bit of a mistake. And I think you need Mainoo's quality in this sort of game. So I'm going to go Mainoo. I think Mainoo would be fantastic in this game. I love Mainoo, like I said, the quality that he has. Then in the number 10, Bruno. And again, Bruno obviously won the PFA. Really gassed for him. I think he thoroughly deserved it. I think he was the best player in the league by far. To do what he did in a dysfunctional United team, finishing third in the league, the amount of assists, the big moments that he's got. I'm just hoping now this is the season where Bruno does kick into gear. Like I said, it's going to be another sort of game where it's quite frustrating for Bruno. And Bruno's never changed his game. One thing about Bruno, which you can, regardless of whether United are flying, whether United are putting in poor performances, Bruno, the way that he plays, the long balls or the passes, it will stay the same. It will never change. And like I said, I love Bruno for that. I like the consistency and the quality that he puts in. He'll have good games, he'll have bad games. But I just think from a United fan point of view, and a football fan point of view, he's very frustrating to watch. But I think in this game against Ipswich is going to be a game for him where hopefully he does get that goals and assists. And he was creating bits against Hull, but it was quite congested, and I think that's something that was quite difficult for him. Like, he likes space, and United as a team like space. But again, second to that, let's talk about the front three. Now, who would you start in the front three position? Let me know your guys' thoughts. This is what I wanna hear. Who would you start as your front three? Let me know your thoughts. Who would you have? So we have phone was ringing them. Who would you start as your front three? Let me know in the chat. For me, I said this in the I said this in the preview. 2 seconds. Let me just take this. Like I said, sorry guys, I'm back. Just had to take that phone call quickly. Can't remember what I was talking. I was talking about the Ipswich team. Now, who would you start up front? That's a big question. It's a difficult one for me. I want to see Rashford start. As I said, I wanted him sold. Forget about all that now. He's going to be at United next season. Oh, this season now. The season started. For me, I want to see what Rashford could do. I can very well see him scoring in this game. I'm backing Rashford to, backing Rashford to score, get some goals, and I think he's going to be a really exciting player to watch. It's crazy seeing him in a United shirt. I think it is. No one really expected to see that, but yeah, I think it'd be good to see what Rashford can do in this sort of atmosphere, this sort of game. Through the middle, probably Matthias. I don't want to see. I'll probably start Sesko. If Sesko's not fit, you're looking at Matthias Cunha then, because obviously Ahmad's not fit as well. So yeah, I'd go Sesko up front, Ahmad on the right if he's fit. If not, it'll be Mbeumo. And again, I want to talk about Brian Mbeumo because a lot of people have been getting on his back. I've actually noticed this, and I've seen a clip. I think it was from. I don't know who it was from, to be honest with you. It was someone on Twitter. Brian Mbeumo, when he was so prolific at Brentford, the season where he obviously scored 20 goals, which I believe was the 24-25 season, if I'm not mistaken. I can fact check that now. That's where Brian Mbeumo was so prolific, when he was playing as an inside forward. One thing that I've realised with Brian Mbeumo is he's never been a touchline winger. He's not, someone that likes to start off on the touchline and drift up inside. That's never been his game. And I think that's something that we've kind of seen at United, where there's, I think in that Ruben Amorim system, then that's where he thrived quite a bit last season, obviously, and obviously majorly in the carrot through the middle. But I think Mbeumo could be an inside forward, to be honest. I think that's where he suits him now. Through the middle, you obviously get him closer to goal. But I just thought that was something interesting that I wanted to talk about. And like I said, that's all I kind of had there. It's been a couple of days since I've obviously went live, but again, we've had time. I've been busy, and again, I don't know when the next live is going to be now, unfortunately, guys. Or fortunately for some of you who don't like the channel. But like I said, the aim is Dev Talk Sport is where we're doing all the Premier League reaction stuff. So like I said, if you like Premier League content, if you like pre-match predictions, all that sort of thing, we'll be doing that on that channel. We will do mention all the things. Like I said, I'm not home at the moment, so I haven't got the mic plugged in and those sort of things. But I think going forward, the aim is to just do many match reactions. Now, in terms of this weekend, I'm hoping at some point not at some point, but I'll probably do a match reaction to Crystal Palace vs City, which is tomorrow. Saturday 12:30 game I'll do. Saturday 5:30 game I'll do. Sunday, United will obviously be on this channel. Chelsea Brighton I aim to watch that as well. So, like I said, there'll be so much videos coming out on the channel over the next couple of days. Or not on this channel, but again, we're trying to do some more content. Like I said, the transfer window's coming to a close. General conversation of the transfer window is being alright. I still think we need a left back massively. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Now, in terms of Mateta to United would be a difficult deal to get done. Aston Villa made an offer between 20 and 25, which was way below Crystal Palace valuation. And I talk about centre-backs that have been mentioned, which is interesting. It's just coming out for Ben Jacobs and United stand. So like I said, check them out. Great channel. In terms of the Mateta situation, I think he'd be a really good option for United to have. He gets maybe 10 to 15 on a good season, could get 20 goals a season. Wouldn't cost you millions and millions. Like 50, 60 million. I think you can get him at £40 million. I think he'd be a decent option for United to have. I think he really is a quality player. And like I said, United need a striker. United need someone in the team, especially if Zirkzee is to leave. I think a lot of people are underestimating how big that Zirkzee departure could be for United. I know he's a player that's not rated, but he is someone that will definitely get minutes. And I know he's not valued because he didn't get any minutes in the last game, but he is someone that does definitely need minutes in this team. Or want minutes in this team, and I think he's a valuable option on the squad. So yeah, from a Carrick point of view, I think if he does go, United should look to bring someone in a strike situation. As I said, Mateta would be a pretty good option in my opinion. I think Premier League experience, European experience, can score goals. I mean, if we look at some of his seasons at Crystal Palace right now, I think last season he must have got 10 plus. My first choice would have been Watkins, but Mateta, So last season he played 15 games, got 16 goals. In the Premier League he got 12 goals last season in 32 games. Season before that, 14 goals, 37 games. Season before that, this is the last one we do. Season before that, he got 16 goals. So 16, 14, 12 in the last 3 seasons. Like, not bad. Again, in this United team, he can definitely do that. So I think he'd be a pretty good option to come in this team. Like I said, we've had 95 people tune into the stream, which is absolutely fantastic. So thank you everyone for that support. Like I said, we know we're in a different sort of setup. I'm just taking some time during the season, visiting some family, and then we will obviously be back. In terms of centre-backs, Manchester United are looking at centre-back options. Taylor Harwood-Bellis was internally discussed. Adebayo was offered directly as a squad player. Chempong has been United's radar, but Chelsea consider him untouchable. Listen, I think it's United need a bit more physical presence in that left-back position. As much as we disagree on whether United need some more presence in there. And I think De Ligt and Martinez are two players who, for me, should be started. But again, you can't rely on them. And two players that I'm massively concerned about going into the remainder of this season now. I think when you're looking at this United team, yes, we've had good players. Yes, we've had good centre-backs. I'm looking at Maguire now. Was he 33, 34? Is he ready to be, like... I know he's good and will have good games, but I'm just looking at it now. Really, is that what United should be going into the season with? A guy that's been here for 7, 8 years is a lot of the same. Like, 2 of the back 4 were at United like 8 years ago, which is insane. Like, you need something fresh. You look at how, obviously, I know Van Dijk's been at Liverpool for a long time, but you look at a lot of their back 4. Robertson's gone, Trent's gone, Konate's gone. You look at City, Laporte, they used to have company. Diaz still plays, but he's not a regular starter from what I've gathered. Again, I could be wrong. So, United do need a bit of freshness in there. Now, in terms of centre-backs, I really liked Ezri Konsa. Obviously, he's gone to Arsenal. United are not going to sign him, but I thought he'd be a very good option. Another player that I love a lot, Murillo. Now, left-sided centre-back, great Martinez replacement. I know that could very well, prevent and kind of disrupt Aiden Heaven's development, but I'll be all out for that move. You're going to have a lot of games. Hopefully, United have been in Europe this season. You can continue to stay in Europe. And I'm looking at players that can come in and do a job in this United team. Like, I think he'd be a pretty good option, to be honest with you. If I'm looking at a few others, you've got Taylor Harwood-Bellis, whose name was mentioned. Joshua Chempong, his name was also mentioned. I think he's an alright player. Not, your best centre-back, still young. But I think he's going to be someone that's very key under Xabi Alonso. Lacroix, obviously gone to Crystal Palace. Someone that I do also like is Nathan Collins from Brentford. I think he's a decent option. I think he's still relatively young, 24, 25. I think he could do a job. I'm trying to think who else. Let's see if I can find some centre-backs that United could sign. I mean, Upamecano, you're never going to get him, though, if we're being realistic. Kabazi would be a dream. You're not going to get him. Saliba, I'm just looking at the most valuable centre-backs. Gabriel, you're not going to get. Van Heck, you're not going to get. Voskovic, you're not going to get. Slotterbeck, potentially Slotterbeck. Van de Ven, his name has been in and around there. Murillo, though, for me, would be the one who I'd go out and sign a centre-back. Again, you would probably need a right centre-back replacement. Malik Thiaw, name to be mentioned. Who else? I'm trying to think. Jared Brandt. I still think United, that's one that we haven't talked about in a while. Jared Branthwaite. Like, this guy, at a point, was linked to Manchester United every single week. I do very well much think United could end up signing Jared Branthwaite, to be honest with you. I think he's had a tough time with injuries as Jared Branthwaite, and I do feel bad for Jared Branthwaite. But I still think he's not a bad player. Again, though, you're not going to sign a centre-back if you can't rely on him. So I think that probably does kind of rule him out. David Hanco's not bad, but again, he's settled, I think. At where's he at? Atletico, I think he's at. I'm trying to think that Calvin Bassey wouldn't be bad, but again, you're looking at United need a top level. Obviously, Pacho would be decent. I think centre backs United need. It's quite tough to find some, to be honest. And yes, you're gonna have to take a risk. I think Heaven and Yoro are two players that I don't know with Heaven. It's only been one game, but is he ready to be starting regular games for Manchester United? I don't know. I think that's something that United would have to consider. I think, De Ligt, you can't rely on him as good as he was. He's 25, 26, maybe 27. He'd be a decent option for United in the squad. But again, can he stay fit? I think Yoro, for me, you would say is better than Heaven at the moment. And I think it'd be interesting to see when everyone's fit what Carrick's main centre back duo is, because it is crazy the fact that we haven't seen Matthias de Ligt play for Manchester United since Michael Carrick signed, and that is insane. Oh, since Michael Carrick became United manager, signed, same thing. But that, when you think about it, he became official, I think it was January 12th, 13th, around that time. And he still hasn't played. I'm excited to see what De Ligt can offer, but I'm not expecting anything of high standard. Now, he has been on the training pitch for Manchester United. He has been involved, so you never know what does happen. But again, I wouldn't discount more business from United between now and the end of the window, says Ben Jacobs. I just don't know. I think we will get that, typical loan deal for United player. And I think the left back is so important, man. It is so key that United do sign one, because I think it's so important for United to bring someone in that left back situation. But we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see what happens. But like I said, there's been a lot of people tuning in across the stream. We have had over 150 people coming in, giving their thoughts, giving their opinions, or not even that, just watching and tuning in. I do appreciate it a lot. Like I said, we're not in the best of circumstances now. We're not in the usual setup at home. But yeah, it's been pretty good to see, to be honest with you. Like I said, we will plan to go live at some point. In terms of strikers, the fact that Liam Delap has gone for 50 million is insane work. And credit to Chelsea. One thing about them, they know how to sell players. They know how to get their deal. And, it's a credit to them, to be honest with you. I think they're a pretty good selling team, and that's been shown for a very long time. So 50 million for Delap, who scored one Premier League goal last season, I think is pretty good work. And again, he was someone that was linked to United. I think United massively dodged a bullet there, not signing Delap. I think he would have been a very, very bad signing, and he's just shown that at Chelsea. Like I said, in terms of other United news, I'm going to see what else is coming out. Just something that I've seen. I'm going to do this. So I just seen a tweet. Luke Shaw's been United's left back since I was 9. Not for me. This was what someone tweeted. Now let me find out when Luke Shaw was at United. Now I was born 2007. So obviously he didn't join then. But let's see. Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw has been at United since 2014. So I was 7 when Luke Shaw joined Manchester United. And now I'm 18 going on to 19. And Luke Shaw is still at the club. That longevity, people might say is good. I think it's bad with this sort of things, to be honest with you. Luke Shaw is a really poor player now at this stage in his career, and I do massively worry about what he can offer to this United team going forward. But like I said, we're still on for a little bit. I didn't even talk about Zirkzee that much. Joshua Zirkzee could be leaving Manchester United. That is the story that is coming out right now. Fiorentina are the team and the club that are most interested in him and are looking to get that deal over the line. In the last 24 hours, Fiorentina have become confident that they can secure a move for Joshua Zirkzee. And Zirkzee is open to leaving United, wants to join an Italian club, wants to get this done, and I feel like other clubs will join the race. Fiorentina had a call with Zirkzee 3 days ago. The Premier League player told him he would like a move outside of the Premier League and like the idea Serie A. Fiorentina initially felt Zirkzee was going to use this as leverage to stay at United. Apparently, it was all that time I remember under Amorim, when Zirkzee got booed off for that poor first half performance against Newcastle. I remember 2024, I think it was 30th of December. This was a game that I was at, and I remember Zirkzee wasn't the only poor performer in that game. There was a lot of bad performers, and I like Zirkzee as a technical footballer. I think he's very good. He just doesn't fit this United team. I think Fiorentina, would get the best out of him, or any club in the Italian league, Serie A, will get the best out of him. So, yeah, we'll have to see what does happen. We'll have to see what he does progress. But like I said, Zirkzee leaving, United then have to go and find out a replacement because the squad is empty. Where I don't think is a necessary position for United to sign. I would rather sell Zirkzee or loan Zirkzee and bring in a left back And then you certainly have to look at, we've got Rashford, we've got Ahmad, you've got Mbumo, you've got Cunha, you've got Dorgu, you've got Sesko. You still got 6 players there. I think it's clear that Rashford's position is going to be on the left. And I do worry now that Cunha is going to be drifted from the striker position to the 10 position, because we did see that in the game against Hull. You know, you're looking at Rashford coming on, and you're accommodating Cunha for Rashford. You know, Cunha went in the number 10 when Bruno dropped deep. Cunha went through the middle. Like, you're looking at it and you're like, United spent so much money on Cunha, gave him the number 10 shirt. He should be the guy that started. He did very well there last season. And it's ultimately like already, Carrick's trying to shift out Cunha and bring in Rashford, which, don't get me wrong, I don't think is the right thing to do. But obviously, Carrick's the manager, and he obviously feels, listen, Cunha didn't have a good game, so he feels like there's something else there that Cunha could be doing. But like I said, we'll see what's going to happen with that. In terms of Premier League games, you know, United's next few games, there's some big games. Everton after Ipswich, then you've got City. Huge games for Manchester United, and I'm confident United will do well. I still don't think the season's over yet. As much as, like I said, United fans, we can be critical, we can be angry because the performances haven't been great. You know, I don't even think in pre-season the performances weren't that great. So yeah, I mean, it's a big concern going into the remainder of the season. I think if United lose to another promoted side in this sort of atmosphere, poor performance, the fans would not stand up for it. And like I said, I was watching the Sticks United with Rooney today, and it was like, just show a bit of passion on the pitch. There was no passion. There wasn't that one player that usually, and that's where someone like Martinez would come into it. Maybe he'd smash into someone. Like, it would be very good for him to do that. But you never know. I mean, but yeah, like I said, we've had 250 people in here. That is, thank you very much everyone that has come in. Oh, we're at 246 total viewers across the stream, and we've been live for what, 50 minutes I think it is. Thank you so much for everyone that has chipped in, whether you've watched. I know no one's chatted, but if you have just come in, just watch, please do stay on, and just let me know your thoughts on Manchester United at the moment. Like I said, it's a big month coming up for United. We have the Champions League draw later today. So again, we'll react to that. I still don't actually know. If anyone knows how the Champions League draw works, please let me know your thoughts. Or let me know how it does work in the comments, because I'm very confused. I know United are in like pot 1 or something like that, but I don't know what it means. But like I said, Champions League draw later today. Preview going out. I'll try go live tomorrow at some point. Saturday, there'll be content from what we learned from the game. No, it won't be, because United don't play till Sunday. I don't know what I'm on about. There will be loads of videos going out. But like I said, if you have tuned in, the main story was me talking about Joshua Zirkzee, but also Carlos Baleba signing for Manchester United. I am now officially a Baleba. This is an exciting deal for Manchester United. I'm hoping United can get someone else over the line before the remaining days of the window. But let's see. It's not going to be Lewis Hall. It's not going to be anyone substantial. But hopefully it is, and hopefully it's someone that's going to add to this squad. But like I said, United are still looking at a left back apparently. But like I said, let's see what has happened in the remaining days and hours of the window. I'll keep you updated as best as I can. But like I said, follow and subscribe for more stuff coming out, and we will be going through all the latest United news when we does get back. But yeah, like I said. But like I said, please do continue to tune in. And yeah, as I said, we mentioned Mateta, we mentioned the striker situation. I think it's imperative if Zirkzee goes, United bring in a striker. But like I said, I'm going to stop it there. Thanks for watching.